Hello people of Razzle, I'm Zach, and I'm here today to discuss Insidious Chapter 3. Insidious Chapter 3 is directed by Leigh Whannell. It stars Dermot Mulroney, Stephanie Scott, and Lynn Shay. Insidious Chapter 3 is the third installment to the Insidious franchise and is actually a prequel to the other two films. The other two films being directed by James Wan, famed director of Saw. Now going into this film, I was kind of worried because James Wan wasn't going to continue the mantle. It turns out Leigh Whannell did a fantastic job directing this movie. I thought the direction of the film was really good, and I thought that the film carried suspense throughout almost the entire movie. There was a part in the middle I was kind of taken back by, and the suspense did not carry through that part. Now, the part in the middle I discussed was done on purpose. It was meant to alleviate tension and sort of give the crowd a breather, because throughout most of the movie, at least for the first act and the final third act, it was really suspenseful. It was scary for most of the movie, and the creature that it's following, demon, being, thing, entity, whatever you're gonna call it, was really scary and honestly terrifying. My fiance was in the theater shaking. She wouldn't even watch the screen, and if that can happen, then that's a good horror movie. If this film didn't have good acting like it does, it really wouldn't have worked. It wasn't very serious throughout most of the movie, at least it didn't seem like it was taking itself serious, but the acting really made it feel like, oh my gosh, like the suspense was real. Lynn Shay acts beautifully in this film. Her character, Elise, is one of the most important characters in the movie. Now, Lynn Shay really acts better in this movie than I believe she did in the other two movies. I don't think this movie is better than Insidious 1, but I would say it is better than Insidious 2. And I think a large part of that is due to Lynn Shay's acting. As I discussed previously in my Poltergeist review earlier this year, I believe that sound is one of the most crucial parts to a good horror film, and that's what Insidious brings to the field. I wouldn't say the music is fantastic, but I'd say its use of sound, the use of silence when silence needs to be used, or loud noises when loud noises need to be used, or little creaks and screeches really make the film work. Another thing I've always loved about the Insidious franchise is its use of beautiful sets. The areas they're in, the sets they're in, the world they're creating is really amazing, and it works for the film. It makes you feel uneasy. It unnerves you. It just rocks you to the core. One thing I really enjoy about the Insidious franchise, and I really enjoyed about this film as well, is its use of what I'm going to call psychedelic horror. It's using scenes that are sort of trippy to also entice feelings of uneasiness and fear. This movie is not a perfect film. At times, scenes seemed really cheesy. Towards the end, there's a scene where I was watching it and I honestly thought it was going to turn into a Chinese kung fu film. There are also a few other laughable scenes, ones that you're just sitting back and you're kind of holding it in because you know it's supposed to be scary or invoke some other emotion other than laughter out of you, but maybe they're just there to help ease the tension. At the end of the day, another thing that really bothered me about this movie is that the main plot of the movie wasn't really that developed. Subplots involving Lynn Shay's character, I really enjoyed it. They drew me in. They kept me there. If there was an entire movie about that, I feel like I would enjoy it better than the movie I just watched. But at the end of the day, let's be honest. This film drew a reaction out of me. It drew an emotion out of me. And if a film can do that, then it's successful. So that's why I'm going to give Insidious a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and make sure to check out our other reviews. I reviewed Poltergeist a couple weeks ago, and I also just reviewed an indie horror miniseries on YouTube called LA Macabre, so check those out. Also this weekend on Razzle, we reviewed Entourage, and a review of Spy will be coming up shortly as well. Make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe our videos. Have a great day!